Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And one very interesting thing, of course, that we haven't looked at for a little while is the Windows market share. Which versions of Windows are the most popular, and is Windows 11 rising? Well, here's the actual numbers for the month of January 2023. So one of the things that fascinates me here is, during the last few months, Windows 10 was dropping, and it reached kind of a low here at 68% roughly. But it's interesting to see there's a kind of a huge jump of Windows 10 to 73%, which I'm trying to understand why that is. Why did Windows 10 actually rise? 4% roughly, if not more. And I'm trying to figure out what could be the cause of this sudden jump here in their statistics, which is kind of interesting. But one thing for sure is that Windows 10 isn't actually leaving the market. It's dominant, it's staying dominant, and what we see here is that basically in a year, this is still going to be a dominant system. And once again, that puts Microsoft in a position that it never been before. A new version of Windows, getting closer and closer to the end of support of an operating system, yet that operating system is super popular and doesn't want to die. So it is very, very interesting to see these numbers and see how Microsoft is going to deal with this. And, I think Windows 12 might be the answer for how they're going to deal with this. As for Windows 11, it's steadily gaining ground. As you see here, every month it's been moving up. So it is definitely gaining ground, and it is almost at 20%, at 19.13% here. This means that almost 1 out of 5 computers now running Windows is running Windows 11 around the world. So that's a lot of computers. Microsoft had said 1.5 billion PCs running Windows 10. If we take these actual numbers, because that amount of PCs is at least the same. There were so many PCs sold in the last few years with the pandemic and everything that it's for sure at least 1 billion, 1.5 billion still is probably still the number of PCs, roughly. So if we take that number, so 1 out of 5 would put the number of PCs to what? It's so at 1.5 billion. If we take 10% is 150 million. So at 20% is 300 million. So 1 out of 5 is 300 million. That's a lot of Windows 11 PCs, even though it's not gaining very fast. It's still a lot of machines suddenly that are now on Windows 11. There's also a report that I've seen that businesses are actually going forward faster in updating their PCs since the beginning of this year. So that could mean that the Windows 11 market share could rise a little faster if more and more businesses are actually moving ahead here. So interesting numbers for sure, and we're going to see how it ends up this year, but I suspect that by the end of 2023, Windows 10 is still going to be very dominant. Probably, maybe, and I would say Windows 11 would probably have passed the 1 out of 4 PCs, which will be even more interesting for Microsoft. But it is not gaining very fast. If you compare this to the beginnings of Windows 10, it's a slow climb for Windows 11, that's for sure. And we know that the minimum requirements probably have a lot to do with it. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.